Good evening, everyone. We have gathered here for our Katakata session, and today's session will be done by Arosha Piedigan. Mike is yours.
Thank you. So, good afternoon, you all. For,
Afternoon.
for today's Katakata session, I have selected a very common topic, which is our body parts. Topic has a blank for you to fill with an adjective after the presentation. It's an example. It can be beautiful, ugly, etc. Or something that you think suits you the most. Before proceeding, I would like to highlight that I am using some images that I took from the internet, which may be unpleasant for you. Mostly it comes as the second animation of the slides. Just give you a heads up. So you all know about body parts and you have learned those in various situations under various subject names. Either it can be health science in O levels, biology in A levels, or any other way. But categorization in this presentation is based on Buddhist philosophy. Even if you are not aware, most of the science theorem has been explained more than 2,500 years back in this philosophy, even though the Nobel Prizes were not awarded for those findings. Let's see those body components. The first one is head hair. It is said that a grown person has this much hair. You can see the number and read it by yourself, right? So, color of the hair varies from person to person. And if we take a single person, the hair color will not be the same throughout her life. Not only the color, but also the health of the hair will change. These are some of the names of diseases that can happen related to hair. This type of decaying, dying, changing has been identified as a primary principle of Buddhist philosophy. If we tell them in Māgadhi or Pāli languages, it called as anicca, dukkha, and anattma. Since this is applicable to all our body parts, I will give you a simple meaning of those three words so you can relate it to your body parts and think whether this concept is true or false. Anicca means dying or losing. Dukkha means changing from birth to death. Anattma means cannot keep as we wish throughout our life. I will take one example. If we take one piece of hair and relate to this concept, can we keep it without losing it? Can we keep it without changing to any other color, gray hair or white hair? Can we keep it the same way as always without brushing or washing? This is the way you have to think about the rest of the body parts as well. Then only you will be able to fill that presentation topics blank with the correct answer. Let's follow the next slides really quickly, since I have to cover everything in less than 20 minutes. The second component is body hair. Normally, there are 99,000 hair on a grown person, and these are the changes that can happen to your body hair. The third one is nails. And these are some of the nail diseases. The fourth one is teeth. See how clean and nice teeth we have. But the reality is this. Sorry that I am going really quickly through these slides because there are nearly 40 components that I have to describe. So excuse me for that. The fourth one is teeth. See how clean. And the fifth one that time in yeah. The fifth one is skin. We will be delighted if we can keep our skin like this till we die. But can we? Then the flesh. The 5 components that I described previously are visible to us every day. So the changes for those things are a little familiar to us. That I'm going to show you now, and the next few slides are related to components inside our body. That means we do not see those unless it is a rare circumstance. Some people like to maintain body muscles, while some others are suffering from those body muscles. The seventh one is nerve. In some sources, it has mentioned as sinew. The places where I have used this question mark means I'm also unable to verify the correct word according to the Buddhist philosophy. So that's why I have put the question mark. But anyway, the pictures and the information that I have added are related to the first word in every case. And these are some of the nerve-related diseases. The eighth one is bones. Normally, this much bones we have, and some people experience these kinds of chaos related to bones. The ninth one is bone marrow. And these are some of the diseases caused for bone marrows. The diseases mentioned here are mostly the scientific names. So you can Google it and get an understanding if you need. But the main idea behind this is every component that we have in our body gets disease and gets decayed and dying. That's what I wanted to emphasize in here. The 10th one is kidney. Once those are infected, this is what will happen to kidneys. The 11th one is heart. When your heart gets rotten, it will be like this. these images not after you dead, just when you are having illness while you are alive. The 12th one is liver. Most of the drunken people will be able to experience this state of their liver. The 13th one is pleura, or in some sources it has mentioned as membrane. And these are some of the diseases that can happen to it. 14th one is spleen. And these are some diseases. 50th one is lungs. Again, this is a very common topic for smokers. We were born in this world to embrace the delusion. Mark the word. It's what I said is delusion, not the illusion, right? That's why we can see outside our body with our eyes, but not inside. The 16th one is intestine. If we were able to see inside our body with our eyes, these images would be very pleasant to our minds. Next one, ileocecal valve. Some sources say it mesentery. Again, it's a question mark. And these are some of the diseases that can happen to it. The 18th one is unburned food and some diseases. 19th one is burnt food or the feces. You can guess the image that will be pop up. The 20th one is brain. These are some images of rotten brains because of diseases. Okay, I said the categorization that I'm describing here is based on Buddhist philosophy. So the above 20 items have been categorized separately. That categorization be named as Patavi components. Patavi is a main concept in science described in Buddhism. In normal science that we learned at school, an atom is the smallest particle of an element. We can find protons, neutrons, and electrons particles inside an atom. Likewise, in Buddhism, the smallest particle of an element called Shuddhashtaka. Inside that, there are 8 energies, and one of those is called Patavi. It is really difficult to translate these Pāli or Māgadhi words to another language. And even if we translate, the meaning will change slightly in most cases. So I will try to use the original Pāli words as it is. Above body parts that we have described are made up with Shuddhashtaka, where high percentage of Patavi particles. Not that those body parts are made with 100% Patavi. That is a wrong assumption some people are having. These are the rest of the body parts which mostly made with Patavi. One of the matching thing is once those parts decay fully, they will mix with the earth soil. Let's continue the rest of the parts. Here you can see 2 numbering systems. The one before the title means all the parts that we have described so far, and the number inside the parentheses means the number in the new category. And these are the diseases associated with bile. So the second item of this category is film, and these are the diseases associated with that. The third category is abscess or pus. These are the unbalanced situations related to those. Fourth item is one of the familiar items. You can even aware about the sickness you get when the blood systems get upset. Fifth item is the sweat. There is no need to say that sweat is bad, smelly, and it has plenty of harmful germs. Sixth item is the fat. These are some of the diseases associated with the body fat. Next, tears. And here are some dowries we get with that. Then the lame. This is what it can do when they are unstable. And I can see my time is passing, but pardon me. I mean, I give some time for you to see the disease names. So I will take 2-3 minutes more. And the next one is saliva. Take some to your finger and smell it. Then instantly you will be glad that our nose can smell only the outer odor. Next one is mucus or snot. And the next one is synovial. And the last one in this category is urine. This category named as APO. APO is one of the other particle inside Shuddhashtaka, right? The above mentioned body parts are mostly made with APO particles, and once they decay, they will mix with the water in the earth. Okay, up to now, we have described 32 parts, and in Buddhist philosophy, we name those as detis kunapa. Meaning of that is those items are not pleasant, decaying, and we will lose those at some point. I am saying that these things are mentioned in Buddhism, but have you ever heard it before in Buddhism? Unfortunately, it's there's no time for a discussion, so let's keep it at the end. Here are the proofs where these things have been mentioned in Buddhism. In this body parts categorization, these are the components in the third category. Even though you may be familiar with the last 32 components, these components you may not hear that much in Buddhist sermons. These are the heat in our body. The first one is normal body heat. You can clearly identify this when you are sick with fever. The second one in this category is the decomposition heat. Because of this, our aging is happening. The third one is body burning heat. These are also clearly identified when you get sick, as an example, eye burning, heart burning, etc. The last one in this category is the food burning heat. In Buddhist teachings, about 4 components categorized as Tejo components, and again, those Tejo component is one of the particles inside Shuddhashtaka. Now we come to the last category. This is the air that circulates through our body. The first one is the air that goes upwards. Because of this, you get hiccups and vomiting. The next one is the air that goes downwards. When you are peeing or farting, this air will be released. The third one is the air inside our stomach and outside the intestine. The fourth one is the air inside the intestine. Fifth one is in this category, is the air that moves our body components. This is something that you feel difficult to understand since some of you are not aware about the basic science concept described in Buddhism. Unfortunately, this is not the time to explain it either. Uh, the last one is the most familiar one, which is breathing air. So this is the end of the last category. In Buddhist teaching, above four components categorized as Vayo components. Again, Vayo is one of the particle inside Shuddhashtaka. If someone wants to find these lastly described concept in Buddhist teachings, just follow these meditation techniques and suttas. Yeah, with that, I will end my presentation. If you have any questions related to my topic, you can ask now. Seems there are no questions. Thank you for listening. By the time you are giving feedback, just give me the adjective that you think best suits the blank in the presentation topic. And those who like to say sadhu and sadhu, nadia dila, you are karana pulu. Thank you.